share his views on sustainability.
Yeah, at first let me thank all of Accelerate team and responsible for this such a wonderful program on the burning topic which is fretting entire world. And this program especially, it will make me frog out of the well rather than I am making somebody else known about it. But I want to learn many things from you guys through your speeches and questions. And I wish all the budding leaders a bright future ahead. Of course, they will lead this business process in future. So sustainability kind of importance what we have in today's business is enormous. So that is no doubt. But we cannot leave our present days by borrowing from future. That should be understood. Because sustainability is, we cannot kill our current resources, which are to be protected for the future generation. So more than corporate business agenda, business leaders have enormous corporate social responsibility towards our Mother Earth. And that is paramount. And that is where the journey of sustainability begins. Now let me come to the point. Supply chain is not a transporting media. It's a tool to connect the organization with its high side and the low side participants. It can communicate, it can speak seamlessly with its bigger stakeholder on either side, because that is the only thing which connects the entire organization from its back end as well as the front end. So when we talk about supply chain is the blood in the system which is routed through this process. Now let me go to the logistic part. There are two parts in the logistic. Mainly in business, we always talk about the forward logistic. Nobody talk about the reverse logistic. Reverse logistic, which if it is taken care, then only the sustainability can be implemented in a robust manner. Because if you see, such for an example, that the tire manufacturer, they spend more on reverse logistic than forward logistic, because they are already following the sustainable practice since long. But other industries like this, another way, let's say we are all using, for an example, we are all using that single-use plastic bottle, like I am also using here. See, this is a single-use plastic bottle. Instead of single-use plastic bottle, if the bottle is multiple use, so then plastic load automatically it will come down. So there are many things which supply chain can bring into the system, and supply chain basically it has a enormous reach into the mass media. And who is your brand ambassador? Your consumer and your customer is your brand ambassador. Suppose you are packaging something instead of plastic package, if you are packaging something in a cloth bag, which you can reuse as your marketing time or something like to carry in a multi-purpose use. So naturally, in your supply chain design, as Mr. Ambani says, it's a process of design. So I would start saying from the famous Hindi picture dialogue, the Three Idiots. Success ka piche mat bhago, perfection ka piche bhago, success automatically it will follow. Like that, don't be after sustainability. You create your design. What Mr. Ambani said, I will go along with you. You create your design with parameter. Forget about sustainability. You first create your design. So your sustainability automatically it will fall in its place. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Mr. Nag. So I think we are in the position to start with the specific questions. So I have a set of 10 questions. So what I will is, when companies are committed to sustainability.
See, sustainability has two types of challenges. Suppose from which end you are trying to achieve. Suppose you are trying to achieve sustainability first, and through sustainability you want to make your company or the process sustainability compliant, which will build the ecosystem, which is a conducive ecosystem, which will bring empathy, and your business family boundary will grow and you will have more sustainable product. Then it is a philosophical problem, and it is strategical problem. It's a top-driven approach. It's a change management problem. But suppose you are trying to achieve the process set right through design, then your problem is your cost is a challenge, your capex is a challenge, and your life cycle calculation, what Mr. Ambani is saying, it's actually correct. Because initially in short term, the cost may be apparently looking very high. But in long run, this is going to be a cheaper solution, and you will fall in a process through which, like let us say like CSR. CSR has become a compliance tool. It is never a objective through which CSR was originally created. CSR was originally created for the nature. The company who is doing business, making profit, should give back to the society. That was the concept of CSR, and 2% of the profit should go as we should spend for CSR and all that. But now CSR has become a tool, just a compliance tool. If you have done CSR, yes, just tick that thing. And so sustainability cannot be a compliance tool. It should be in your blood. But when it should come in your blood. The process should be designed such that without knowing, that is like complex thing to be make simplified. So if your process is such that, automatically sustainability will follow. So if your approach is from one end, then it is a strategic problem. If there is a change management problem, there is a behavioral problem, employee change. Like if I say, let's say there is a good example. Now Air India changing. Now it is a question for the complete audience, whether changing Air India to Vistara is easier or changing Vistara to Air India is easier. So it can well be understood, Air India can never be in the system of Vistara, but Vistara can be made into the Air India system. So in which way you are approaching? So change management is a problem for sustainability at this stage for the old organization. For the new organization, the design, if this from the day one it is set right, then no problem, then sustainability will not have any challenge.
Yeah.
So how exactly will customers perceive the importance of sustainability, as well as how exactly sustainability can contribute to customer satisfaction? So I'm clubbing these two questions together. And question to Mr. Nag.
Yeah, first I will get into your question a bit later. Just I want to tell you one thing. Customer, they are the biggest chunk in total stakeholder. They are also actually investor. I would rate them as an investor, because customer also investing their life, their money, their time on your service and product. Let's say you are a company, you are producing something sustainable product. Now why I should invest in your product? Because if you are not taking care of me through your product, which is really sustainable and it will contribute to the Mother Earth, that message has to go. Now here is a role of a supply chain total ecosystem. The supply chain from one end to the other end, and its network into the total geography is enormous. So now coming to the point, when you do carpet bombing, it is easy if you are doing it through the customers. They will be your brand ambassador. Now how do you influence them into your sustainable product? You have to first convince them that this product is better. Let's say if there is I am paying something more, but that should have some value, adding value to the customer. Like say, as I have given one few minutes back, I have given the same example. I'm again giving you. Plastic bottle multiple use can do many service in my hometown. And again, newspaper. Let's say newspaper. I'm using this. What is the use of a newspaper? You are not only reading the newspaper. Suppose if I am stopped giving you the newspaper, it is only coming in e-media. You will find out that newspaper is selling. You will getting West newspaper at 37 rupees a kilo in the market. So use of newspaper, secondary use or tertiary use is very important. So that kind of product we have to create to sustainability, which will add value to the customer use. And India is a country of jugaad. We know many things which the customer will use your product in something else which you have never thought of. So there is some kind of value addition we have to bring in my products, through which I will gain popularity. And yes, there is a challenge in short term. I do agree there will be a challenge in short term, like our body does not accept a new kidney. There will be ejection from the body. Our whole architecture will eject. That will not accept our new kidney, but slowly through medicine it has to be inhabited in your body. So like that, any sustainable product, initially there will be a lot of repercussion in the market that will not be accepted, and the standard product will have, like China product, will have more influence on the customer. But that behavioral change has to come, and it will come the moment the message will go to the total ecosystem that this product is beneficial. Then automatically sustainable product will be in the market, and more rupees per rupee. That theory has to go now for some time, because that is the problem. What Neeraj is telling, that Pradeep is telling, that main bottleneck is our top leadership. They don't want to spend more initially, but we have to convince them that with this sustainable product you will have more reachability will be more into the market. So that is how it will influence. So now adding value to the customer, how we add primary product, secondary use and tertiary use. That should be our design. It should be in the design. So what Neeraj is telling from the beginning, the design is the thing, key thing which has to be brought into sustainability. If you are telling sustainability, it will be we are abusing the word sustainability. We cannot use the word misuse nahi. Actually, we are abusing the word sustainability. It is too much used by the business house. Without knowing the subject sustainability, they are and to be very frank, Pradeep will confirm in the market you don't get a good consultant who can guide you on sustainability. Thank you.
And therefore, I think the way policy as well as investment has to go through is to create scale and fundamentally cutting costs and making it more viable, and not on the subsidy route, which as a country I think we are trying to get out.
Yeah, true. I mean, for example, there has been a reduction in the tariffs of importing lithium ions,
Yeah.
which drives electric mobility. So it is not just only providing subsidy to the consumers who will be buying these vehicles. In addition to that, there is also this reduction in tariff and also this PLI scheme, which you just now talked about, which could also incentivize the battery manufacturers to go for higher range. So yeah, thanks, Mr. Ambani. So my next question is to Mr. Nag, that do investors really care about sustainability?
I will answer this question with an example of ITC share market result.
Yes.
Why ITC market is not, share price is not going up? Investor do care for the sustainability. Since it's a tobacco company, the main manufacturing is tobacco product. So that is why the market is, they balance it, the 3P concept. So it's not getting into it. So yes, investors do care for this sustainable approach and this balance it, the triple bottom line balance it, what the concept is now in the market is making a dent into their balance it. So yes, investors do care for this. Now suppose I have an option to invest in a company which is doing well today, but tomorrow because of sustainability they may lose the business. So naturally, again, let us go back to the electric vehicle once again. Why electric vehicle 3 years back and electric vehicle today? The cost, forget about the cost. Now what is the economics of the mileage? It is 1 rupee per kilometer. Even I am driving a car every day 70 kilometer and I am spending on diesel. So if you look at at the end of the day, your expense, it is ultimately giving you benefit. So it is adding benefit to you, means you will always go for a little bit more investment in the initial. So there may be initial investment, that again the capex part is coming. So I am making an investment to a sustainable product to get benefited in the long run. So investor will invest into a product which is sustainable and it will give him mileage and he can leverage the investment in a long run, not in short term. So short term window sustainability is a very narrow. It is very unprofitable. But forgetting all these things, if you see a wider horizon in a long-term perspective, it's a worth investment.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr.